Kiara here from Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am doing another Harry Potter soap today. You guys are going to get sick of them, I'm sure. So today is a little person Harry Potter. I did a soap back in September of last year that was very similar. It was an Ed Sheeran soap. Pretty much the soap takes on a little human figure. That is what I'm going for here with the hair and the glasses and all of that stuff. So I'm going to start off by mixing together my lye and my oils. There's also some coconut milk in here, sodium lactate, and one more thing, kaolin clay. Alright, let's give this a whirl. Alright, so that is just mixed together there. I'm going to set this down. I'm going to show you the colors that I'm going to be using today. Lots of pretty colors going into the soap. One of my favorites, and I use this in the Ed Sheeran soap, is this Honey Blush Mica by Nurture. If you use just a smidgen of it, you get a very nice fleshy looking color. And then I have here some Kingman Copper from Soapbox Micas that I'm going to mix in together with this Merlot Sparkle from Brambleberry, and that's just such a pretty shimmery Merlot red color. Going for the Gryffindor colors again here, but want to mix it up so it's not similar to the Gryffindor soap. And then I have here some Gunmetal and Glam that I'm going to use for Harry's hair. So I'm going to go ahead and split these colors up and then we'll get the mix in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and split this off into these 3 buckets here. And this is the Merlot, and we're going to do an in the pot swirl and just a single layer of that, and then I'll let that set up. And then into here I'm going to add just a smidgen of that Honey Blush Mica. I actually think I want to add a little bit, just a little bit more into there. So the Honey Blush is going in here. Just the tiniest little bit, maybe a little more than that. I don't want this to be too dark. I just want it to be like a fleshy color. We'll start with that and see where we get. And I'm going to wait to mix that one up last because I'm just going to work with these 2 colors here first. So I did go ahead and just scrape down all the sides and the bottom of this so that all that mica is evenly distributed and there's not going to be any stuck at the bottom. I did go ahead and make a little slurry with those micas. I took some of my batter from my soap bowl and I just mixed the mica in with it, so that should help. Doing a little bit of an in the pot swirl here on the bottom layer. So I'll go ahead and scrape out this guy. I'll give this a little, look, I'm making a mess already. Give this a little swirl in here and start pouring into the bottom. The fragrance that I'm using is by Nature's Garden and Candles. It is called Marmalade Spice. And there is a reason why I chose that. I am going off of a lot of the recommendations that I got from the Gryffindor soap. And so I took that and I found something similar to the orange and the spice that everyone was suggesting. I was getting a lot of like cinnamon and clove and spicy and orange, so I took that and I found that Marmalade Spice. And it has notes of Valencia orange, clove bud, cinnamon, tangerine zest, fresh ginger, pomander, warm allspice, and some golden amber and sheer musk. I get lots of clove and cinnamon and orange in there. It reminds me very much of that Fox soap I made in the fall that was just like orange and clove. I'm going to go ahead and give these a whack down. I'm going to let them sit for a little bit before I go pour on that second layer. I'm going to start by mounding some of this black batter on top of the soap first, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the icing tip that looks like grass and I'll put the hair on here. It's so funny, when I did that Ed Sheeran soap, I made it smell like ginger orange because he was a ginger, he had orange hair. This smells very similar, ginger and orange, and it's a little person soap. What are the odds? Okay, I'm gonna take a spoon here and just evenly distribute all of it. Make it like a little mound. So you guys are probably going to get tired of Harry Potter soaps. I'm just warning you. I have so many ideas for Harry Potter soaps and Game of Thrones soaps. So I hope you're all fans of either one of those things. Wholesale Supplies Plus is coming out with a line of scents, like 20 different scents inspired by the Game of Thrones series. So I can't wait to get my hands on them. Like, I'm going to go broke because I want them all. Alright, let me get my icing bag over here. Alright, so I got my grass tip over here, and I'm going to just make some grass looking hair on top of here. So it looks like the top of Harry's head. And this is going to take a while. I don't know if I should be doing this in any type of technique. I just wanted to come out the bag. These holes and this tip are so tiny that you have to put a lot of pressure on it to get it out. So, maybe like this. You might come out with like a toupee looking hairdo. I've been working with a shop on Etsy called Rockin Roberts Designs, and they specialize in like fondant or cookie cutters. And when I was looking for the Harry Potter house stamps to make like the different Ravenclaw and Gryffindor and Hufflepuff type of soaps, I found a shop. And so I've just kind of been talking with them back and forth, and we've been doing a lot of designing of different stamps for different soaps that I have in mind. Which one of them is going to be on this soap? I wanted the Harry Potter glasses and a little lightning bolt without having to like painstakingly make all the different glasses for every single bar of soap. So a stamp is going to be the way to go with this because I really want to keep this one in stock often so that everyone can get a bar. For my last release in April, was it April? It was March. It was March. I did the Gryffindor soap. And I sold out of it. Like, silly move on my end to only have one loaf of that available. So I am working on doing a restock of that and keeping that one in stock more often. And of course working on the other houses. So you guys can get one of each if you like. Alright. Next I am going to be putting on the lightning bolts on here. Those are going to be the embeds. These are probably going to Wingardium Leviosa off the shelves too. I'm really happy you guys are enjoying these fandom soaps. Alright, I think that looks good. My hand's getting tired. I hope that looks like hair. I just realized looking into the camera that Harry's head looks a little gray here. It is darker than that camera is picking up. Okay, so I have some different color lightning bolts here that I'm just going to stick on the top of this as the embed. What I really wanted to do was wands, and as much as I was willing to sit there and roll out a whole bunch of wands out of soap dough, I realized they were going to probably look more like turds, so I didn't do it. Don't mind me, I have to take off my gloves for this. There we go, get a better grip on them and not mess up Harry's hair. So if you guys know where I can find a good wand mold to put on top of a soap, I am totally willing to buy it and redo the soap with wands on it. Or if you guys like the lightning bolts better, you tell me. But I haven't quite finished this soap. I have to put the stamp on the front. and it's going to look like that. So that's really cool, and I love working with a shop because it makes my life so much easier to get what I want instead of having to search all over the worldwide internet to find it. Okay, there is the Harry Potter soap. I'm going to give this a spray with the rubbing alcohol. I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours and then I'll come back to cut it and stamp it. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for this awesomeness because I love how this turned out. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off this little end piece and reveal to you what the inside is going to look like. Adorable. The stamp on it is just going to make it perfect. His hair is a little gray. It is not as dark as I'd want. I'm going to look into maybe ordering some black oxide to get that black hair color that I really want. I am a little worried though because I don't want the soap to bleed like in the shower when it hits the water or it goes on the washcloth. Although it doesn't stain, I just don't think a lot of people would appreciate the soap, like the color running out of it, or bleeding is the term. But I did find some on Wholesale Supplies Plus that said it does not bleed. So I'm going to give that a try on future batches, and maybe Harry here won't be such an old grandpa or old wizard, but that is still what I was going for. I just love his little hair so much. I love doing this technique, and there are a few other famous characters that I want to do in this same style. If you guys have any requests on people soaps that you think I should do, feel free to leave them in the description box. Not the description box, in the comment section. That would make sense. This fragrance is lovely. I smell so much of the orange right now. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to cut off this end. My one complaint is that it did heat the soap up a little bit, which is fine in this case because it didn't ruin anything. But it did make it go through a gel phase. So if you use it and you're not used to your soap heating up, you might want to be careful. Otherwise, it just played beautifully. So the last step on this is to put the stamp on it. I'm going to go ahead and dip it into some mica and just stamp it on top of there. So that is that. So let me get that stamp ready. Look at his little Gryffindor scarf at the bottom, and his hair, and his lightning bolt. There's a little glitter on there. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that stamp with the rubbing alcohol, and I have a little pile of that gunmetal and glam mica on the side here so that it looks like that. Gonna line it up on here like so. I'm going to press down fairly gently. I don't want it to go too much into the soap, but just leave that impression so it will look like that. And I'll just continue to go about doing these on all of these soaps. So that is really cool. I am so happy to be working with this Etsy shop because I can get any design that I want. It's great. All the soaps that I wanted to do but couldn't find the materials that I needed, I can now have them designed for me. Oops. So I thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in purchasing this soap, there is a shop update today, and all of the soaps that you've seen so far will be available, from the Pina Colada and the Pink Lemonade and the Queen soap. They are all in the shop today, so be sure to go snag a bar of it while it's still in there. I do plan on to continue making this soap probably for the rest of my life, so no worries if you don't get one. I'm gonna do my best to keep up. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. New to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I'll smell you later.